On today's show, I want to talk to you about a late 80s production that was done by Woodlands Animation, who had been famous for doing Postman Pat, Gran, and also Bertha, if you remember that. But this is something of an odd production because it's an animation. It's very much along the same style as previous. It had Michael Williams in the main role playing a clown who was stranded on an island and lives on this island with a pink elephant called Arnold, a little duck called Lewis who walks around wearing a straw hat, captain called Mildred who lives on a ship with a hover fairy called Mary. There's also Trader Jones who has a massive beard, and also Edward, a monkey that loves to sleep all the time, that wears a tie. And it's this really odd combination of like comedy and like traditional children's television, because you've got kind of those educational elements that you expect to see, kind of this is kind of the moral of the story and all that stuff. But then there's all this wonderful kind of knockabout Laurel and Hardy type comedy that's really, really random. And many people might remember seeing it on the BBC in the early 90s. It then went on to have restaurants made in the Charlie Chalk brand, which made it last a lot longer, I suppose, than perhaps other shows would have done because it only ran for like 13 episodes. Now, I'm going to be a tad critical because the first 5 or 6 episodes are wonderful. They're knockabout, they're just fun stories about kind of everyday life, and there are some morals to the stories, but episodes like Jumping Bananas and the Coconut Harvest and things like that, they were just really fun stories. And then kind of the last half of the series, they kind of lose their way a little bit. They bring in a new character, they kind of mess about with it a little bit, and it becomes more childish in a way. It's kind of less knockabout. It has moments of it, but it doesn't have the same thing to me. I don't know. There's just something not quite right about it. The voices have changed slightly. It's kind of changed its tone. And that's kind of the only thing that really bothers me. But Charlie Chalk is available on DVD, which is a wonderful thing if you're a fan. All the episodes are on there. You can pick it up for a couple of pounds from your local charity shop or wherever you buy your DVDs, really. But do get it. I do recommend it. So I'm going to give this 4 out of 5 because I love the concept. I love the way that the show itself is kind of produced. I love the style. I also love the first few episodes. They're really fun, engaging, and even adults can get it. There's some really naughty stuff in there, believe me. But the last half of the series is just a little bit too childish for me, and personally it kind of loses its way a little bit. Too much music as well towards the end, which can be quite annoying. So yeah, 4 out of 5 for Charlie Chalk.